The euro and the pound sterling remain under pressure amid high volatility in the stock markets and a more hawkish stance of the Fed. Nevertheless, this trading day is rich in events that may shape trader sentiment. Let's take a close look at these events and try to predict a possible direction of the euro-dollar and pound-dollar pairs. The final data on the Eurozone manufacturing PMI turned out to be slightly below the preliminary estimate, which unveiled a rise to 59 points from 58 before. The indicator climbed to 58.7 points. In any case, the business activity in the Eurozone manufacturing sector is still growing. That is why the final data failed to stop the euro's corrective movement. Meanwhile, in the UK, the final figures on manufacturing PMI also failed to meet the preliminary ones. According to the initial estimate, the indicator should have slid to 56.9 points from 57.9. In fact, it inched down to 57.3 points. In other words, in Europe, the indicator advanced, though less than expected. At the same time, in the UK, the same indicator fell but slower than anticipated. That is why the correction is still intact in the currency market. Notably, its pace became slightly lower. The Eurozone unemployment rate report was the most anticipated one today. Some analysts had foreseen no changes, whereas others had hoped for a decline to 7.1% from 7.2%. However, the final data exceeded even the most optimistic forecasts. First, the previous figures were downwardly revised to 7.1% from 7.2%. Second, the indicator dropped to 7%. This is one of the main drivers of a rise in the euro and other currencies. Importantly, on Thursday, the ECB is going to hold a meeting. The regulator may take a decision to tighten its monetary policy amid the improvement in the labor market conditions. The US dollar is likely to continue losing value even after the beginning of the US trade. The fact is that today the US will also disclose its manufacturing PMI report. The indicator is expected to decrease to 55 points. Even if the data is above the forecast, the situation is highly likely to remain the same. The Eurozone unemployment figures are of primary importance today. Let's focus on the trading charts now. The euro versus the dollar pair is recouping losses recorded last week. As a result, the euro consolidated approximately by 150 pips from the local low of 1.1121. The price is likely to continue its corrective movement. However, buyers may face an important resistance of 1.1270, 1.1300 that may affect long positions. Thus, according to the technical analysis, the pair may stop its correction quite soon. Meanwhile, the pound-dollar pair rebounded from the local low of 1.3357 and returned to the area where it was trading last week. A change in the market sentiment points to a slowdown in the downtrend, but not to its completion. Notably, the pair is still rebounding. However, to enter a real corrective phase, the price should consolidate above 1.3525 on the 4-hour chart. In this case, the pair may advance to 1.3600. Otherwise, the area of 1.3500, 1.3520 may act as resistance, forcing the pair to stop its correction. You've watched daily financial news on InstaTV with me, Anna Kasatkina. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep track of all the important events on financial markets, and see you back soon.